Well, last week here in Fort Wayne, a very important summit was held. It was the fourth annual Defense Summit held here in Fort Wayne and on the campus of Purdue, Fort Wayne. Now, I'll tell you how big it was. It was so big, the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, he attended, and he was the keynote speaker. Now, why is that so big for the Northeastern Indiana? Well, simply put, in the last few years, Indiana's gotten $2.5 billion worth of contracts. And the contracts go to companies like L3 Harris, Raytheon, BAE, Ultra Electronics. These are people that create products that people design in other places, but they got to be built. Because here we have like 95,000 skilled trade people who know how to build stuff, create stuff. We've got engineers in this town. And one of the things they're talking about recently, you may have heard about it, it's called the Golden Dome. President Trump wants to put what amounts to as a dome over the United States of America, prevent us from being attacked by other countries' missiles. And sort of like Egypt, or not Egypt, but Israel has with their Iron Dome. They have, and people trying to shoot missiles at them. So it happened here in Fort Wayne. Now, Pete Hegseth came in and said to a whole big crowd of people, he said, let me tell you something. He said, we're changing the military. We are going back to becoming a fighting force. Not a PC force, not any kind of other force, but what we're supposed to do is being warriors. As he said, no more dudes in dresses. He said, as a matter of fact, and women who are in combat positions, now I'm talking about combat positions, they have to meet, under his rules, they have to meet the same standard as men do. No dropping down standards, no changing. If you're going to be in a combat role, you've got to be as strong and as tough as the person next to you. And that's what he said. Now, please keep in mind, since he's been in office, he's gotten rid of a number of, generals, admirals, whatever high star people that were playing the politically correct game. He said, that's over. We're done with that. So what he's doing now is saying, we want to become a warrior group, because that's the purpose of the military. The purpose of the military is to stand up and fight for this country against other countries. And if you're playing a politically correct game, you ain't going to win. Unless you're tougher or better than your opponent, you're going to lose. But that event here in Fort Wayne was something special. You had Senator Banks coming here. You had all these powerful people here from companies all around the United States that are talking about bringing their products to Fort Wayne, because here we can produce them. Yes, I realize that you have the people in Silicon Valley who design all these stuff, these incredible things they create. They design them, they don't build them. Somebody has to create them and put them together. It turns out Fort Wayne, Indiana is the hub for that. And that's why the Secretary of War arrived in our city, landing on a 12,000-foot runway at Fort Wayne International, which is the home of the 122nd Tactical Fighter Wing. And we're also a foreign trade zone. We've also got a huge ramp, things that we can do. A lot of other places can't. Fort Wayne is growing, folks, but Fort Wayne is now becoming an integral part of the military-industrial complex, and that we make things, we produce things. And frankly, we are a growing city that's growing thanks to technology. And it's going to continue that way for the foreseeable future, because Fort Wayne is becoming a hub for those things that need to be done to protect this country.